My name is Nikos Ganatsios, and I'm the Senior Principal Systems Architect at Hologic Inc. This is the product that we recently introduced to the market in order to introduce the new modality for breast imaging, the breast tomosynthesis. From the very beginning, when we moved from film to digital, we knew that we actually have to do a little more in order to get the advantage of digital technology into the women's health. So this is the first system that introduces not only the 2D mammography, but in combination to that, the tomosynthesis modality, where now we have a lot of challenges to meet that goal. And the main challenge is that the X-ray tube, or the imaging part of it, not only has to take the 2D images, but it has to move along the across the breast, and at the same time acquire multiple exposures so that 3D imaging is acquired, and then processing those 3D images, we will come up with better information about the breast structures for the woman and for the radiologist to review. The difficulties originally were to accommodate the compression device so that we can actually be able to have better compression without having too much pain for the woman. So you can see here the system tilts. This is the fastmost compression. At the same time, we wanted to have the system be a little bit ergonomic for the woman so that when they come and they position themselves to the system is not kind of alienating them, and it's very comfortable so that they relax while they take the images. So the technologists, after acquiring the images, after positioning the patient on the gantry to acquire the images, they come over here. The one thing that we had to come up with was a user interface that is very simple and very user-friendly, so that the time that technologists have to spend in order to optimize the acquisition and take the images is as minimum as possible, so that the patient doesn't really stay under compression for too long. Plus it helps the technologists to go through a very quick workflow so that they can do more patients through this device. As you can see here, everything is touch screen. You can adjust all the parameters for the main unit from the touchscreen user interface. When you acquire the images automatically come up on the 3-megapixel display. The clarity of the images is quite high and very easy for the technologists to interpret, and make sure that in a very quick time, very fast, that they will review the images and decide if the patient is ready to go or if they need to repeat some images. Everything is done also ergonomically. There is a barcode scanner which automatically comes in here to scan the patient and initiate the acquisition. The exposure controls now are hidden, and they are very ergonomically positioned in a very comfortable location for the technologist to press without really putting any strain on their hands like it used before. Most of the time you don't need to use anything else. There is a keyboard, but most of the time everything done through the user interface, which is touchscreen.
So my name's Darren Mankey. I'm a director and program manager at Pharm. And Pharm is a product development company, and we help other companies, medical startups, Fortune 50 companies actually implement technologies and into products and get them into the market. So what we're going to talk about today is a Hologic Dimensions system, which is a 3D mammography tomosynthesis unit. And this device actually takes 3D views of the breast during a mammography system. So Hologic came to Pharm to really focus on the usability and the ergonomics and then the industrial design of the actual device. So there's actually two parts to the system. There's a user workstation, which is the device I have here, and then there's a gantry system that we'll talk about in a little bit, which is what the patient really interacts with. So this device, a lot of the ergonomics and the design around this device was actually really simplifying how the technician uses it. We came up with some very unique ergonomic applications around the actually activating the X-ray of the device, and actually for the user. This is the only system or workstation in the mammography area that actually uses these types of activation switches, which is actually really built around reducing the stress as holding this of the technician. We also help them develop the user interface and the GUI around the device to make it very simple and easy to use. And then a lot of this was around the industrial design of the system and really integrating this form into the gantry area, which we can talk about next. So this is the gantry and the C-arm. So this is what the actual patient is actually very intimate with. So a lot of the challenges around this device was, first of all, really optimizing the ergonomics of it with the patient. The patient becomes very, very intimate with this. They're basically almost holding this, very intimate. And some of the key things is you want the patient to be very relaxed in the process, because the technician really needs to have a lot of access to the breast tissue to optimize the X-rays. So a lot of our development around this was optimizing the ergonomics, how the patient is fit into this, where their hands are, really trying to relax the patient. You'll notice that we took a very much of what we refer to as a flush form design, and we wanted to keep a lot of the forms on here as flush as possible, and that's where all the patient interaction areas are. We also did a lot with the controls of the system. Some of the earlier models, some of the patients would actually interact with the controls inadvertently, and what we really tried to do was optimize those controls into specific locations to keep that away, and also optimize it for the technician. The technician is very interactive. They're trying to hook up the patient to this. They're trying to manipulate this. They're adjusting this, heights, widths, rotation. So getting to the controls very easily and controlling it very specifically is very, very important. Some of the other things that Farm really focused on that Hologic wanted to address is this was their flagship product. They wanted this to be kind of the future branding of the Hologic brand in the mammography space. So we really tried to celebrate this Tomo technology and to make it look very technical, to really highlight that. The other thing we wanted to do is around a lot of the colors and forms that we created here was to make it very simple. And we also wanted to make it look very friendly to the patient. It's a very stressful procedure for the patient, so when the patient wants to come up to this, we almost wanted them to feel very comfortable. So we really tried to blend this technology, this vision around technology, and also integrate that with this very, very friendly appearance.